disciples came to him, saying, "Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign of your coming?"
Are you aware of the signs of the last days prophecies from the Holy Scriptures and world events today? The signs of these ancient passages of Scriptures are secrets to understanding what's happening now in the world, leading to the apocalypse and the coming of Jesus Christ. So it's incredibly important to be aware of the signs of our times and how they connect with the prophecies of the Holy Scriptures, because they're happening, just like the Bible said. And now we are about to have an unusual omen of a blood moon that comes from prophecy. A blood moon is where the earth passes between the sun and the moon, blocking the sun's rays from the moon normally, with only some rays curving around the earth, causing the moon to appear blood red during the eclipse. These astronomical events happen periodically, but not like the one that's about to happen. This one is different. When this coming blood moon happens next month on July 27th, this one will pass through the Earth's shadow in a total lunar eclipse, turning blood red as the longest blood moon to occur for over a century. That's right. It will be a total lunar eclipse turning blood red as the longest blood moon to occur for over a century. This blood moon will be the longest total lunar eclipse of the 21st century, and it's combined with the blood moon phenomena that will take place over the course of nearly 2 hours, because this lunar eclipse coincides with the full moon and the lunar apogee, and it's both on the same date of this year of 2018. And the convergence of these factors contribute to this alignment of these celestial bodies having such maximum visual effect that such will not take place again during our lifetimes as the fig tree generation of the prophecies of Jesus Christ of the last days at the end of this age. This omen, or sign of the blood moon, gets its name from the apocalyptic prophecies in the Holy Scriptures. The apocalyptic prophecy of the blood moon can be traced back to the prophets of old in the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, where it says this, "And I will show wonders in the heavens, and in the earth blood and fire, and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." And this omen is also connected into the futuristic apocalyptic book of the revelation of Jesus Christ, where it says, "And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood." This is another omen or sign of the soon coming fulfillment of the last days prophecies. And it is happening in a year of 2018 that is chock full of heavenly signs. It was less than a year ago we had America experience a celestial event of a total solar eclipse in a way it had not happened since the 1776 revolution, where we had a rare America-only total solar eclipse going across the land, turning the day into darkness. And then, the first of this year in 2018, we had a rare lunar trifecta with a super blue blood moon eclipse on January 31st, where we had a supermoon, a blue moon, and a blood moon converged together for the first time in centuries. And now we are having the longest blood moon. This is another rare heavenly sign, but one in a recent blitz of significant heavenly signs. A prophecy of Jesus Christ, in referring to these last days, said this in Luke the 21st chapter, that there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity. And it is happening just like the Bible said. And 2018 is the 70th year since 1948. And 70 years are a biblical generation as stated by the Holy Scriptures. And in 1948, it was the special year when the last days clock started ticking down toward the fulfillment of the prophecies as we entered into the last days. For in 1948, the four winds of heaven prophetically stirred up the sea and sand of humankind, with the end-time bodies rising up that were critical for prophecy ending this age. For in 1948 is when the nation of Israel was revived as a nation again. And 1948 is when the Roman Empire revived as the European Union. And 1948 is when the World Council of Churches was born to join with the Roman Church. And Jesus Christ in his prophecies in Luke the 21st chapter said, "Look at the fig tree and all the trees. When they are already budding, you see and know for yourselves that summer is now near. So you also, when you see these things happening, know that the kingdom of God is near." Jesus went on to say that this generation will by no means pass away till all things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, he said, but my words will by no means pass away. Here Jesus was describing the fig tree generation that would see the prophecies of Jesus Christ come to pass in the last days at the end of this age. And now another rare sign, with the longest blood moon soon to happen. The budding of the signs of the last days are happening, telling us that the kingdom of God is near. Don't be careless with your soul, but search the Holy Scriptures and come to know Jesus Christ by being born again spiritually into the kingdom of God as Jesus and his apostles described, and prepare yourself for the coming of Jesus Christ, so that you are among those people whom Jesus spoke of in Luke 21, who will be counted worthy to escape all these things that will come to pass in the great tribulation of earth, where instead they stand before Jesus Christ. For an unbelieving world, the last days are the end. But for those born-again believers of Jesus Christ, it is not the end, but the beginning of a beautiful new future through him.